All right, hey, how y'all doing? This is Giovanni. Today I'm going to talk about the flat Earth theory once more. Last time I've made a video, and if you guys remember, if you've seen that video, I referred to the menorah, and I made a statement about how there's a period of light and a period of darkness during the year. I would suggest you go back to that video and look it up. It seems that people didn't really catch on, so I'm going to try to use some observations to that explanation, and perhaps it'll give us a better understanding. Okay, so here we got the Earth. As you can see, it might ring a bell. In the beginning, the Earth was void and without form. So there we go. Okay, so here we've got the globe, and at the same time, this is going to be a challenge to the flat earthers. You'll see. What we're going to do here is we're going to add the borders and labels just to make sure that I'm not making stuff up here. Okay, so this is the model that was presented to us through hundreds of years of knowledge that was passed down from generation to generation as far as the mapping and all that for the different geographical locations. All right, so I'm going to add the dynamic of light. So here we go now. Okay, so see here, we've got the planet. See, this is the day, right? And right on the other side, you've got darkness, right? Oh, look, here's the sun. All right, so you see that the Earth is divided equally night and day, right? As you can see, it's equally divided, right? Okay. Now, this is the challenge that I give to the flat earthers, okay? What they do is they present to us this model, this here, okay? Now, what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to deal with light, okay? Because if we want to get to an understanding on a subject, we have to deal with one facet at a time. What's one subject at a time, right? So this is the subject that I believe I can bring better understanding on, which is light, right? Put everything to light. Okay, so this is what they're giving us for a model. So according to them, the sun is rotating around the Earth. And so as such, this would be the dynamic of light, right? And I believe this is implausible and is impossible, and I will show you why. And this is the challenge that I give to the flat earthers, okay? I'm going to show you with observation as to why I believe this is wrong and in error. Okay, so going back to the Earth, we're going to look at different times, okay, on the Earth. We're going to start with Astana in Kazakhstan. Okay, just going to turn this off, put it back on, just to make sure that we're in the right time here. See, right now it's 11:35. Here we've got 11:35. Okay, so right now, in this very minute in Astana, as we can see, we'll zoom out here, it's during the middle of the night, right? See, we see here, like, it's almost, see, if I just turn it like that, it's almost completely dark. Only okay. Now, that being said, if we look at the time right now in Astana, what time do you think it is? It's 10:35 p.m., right? Astana right here. Okay, so according to this, it should tell us a little bit about you know, the time of the sunrise and the time that the sun goes down. So let's put in sunrise. See, sunrise is at 8:23 a.m. and sundown. Sundown is at 5:32 p.m. All right, so that's one. We'll go at Washington, United States. Obviously, right now it's 11:36, so it should be daylight over there. Okay, I'll turn this off and back on just to make sure. All right, so 11:36, as you can see, it's daylight in Washington. Now look, we'll go back, we'll zoom out. Now see, as you can see, most of that region is lit. So if we look at the time in Washington, we'll see that it's the same time I've got here, 11:37 a.m. right? So noonday, right? Pretty much looks like noonday. Let's go in Moscow, Russia. Right now in Moscow, it's night. We'll zoom out. See, pretty much similar to Astana, right? Let's look at the time in Moscow. (7:38 p.m.), right? Would make sense. We see the light here. We see that it just it came in like a few hours ago, right? If we base the model on this here, what we see here, let's look at the sundown. See, Moscow sundown, 4:30 p.m. right? So far it kind of makes sense, right? So the model that is presented to us, it lines up, right? Let's continue. Pyongyang. Excuse me. That's in North Korea. Obviously, we know that it's night there at 11:39 a.m. See, now this is almost entirely dark, right? Dark lit. So if we look at the time, according to this model, okay, if we look at the time, we already know that it should be around maybe, I don't know, I'm gonna take a guess here, 1 maybe. Let's see. So Pyongyang. See, 1:11 a.m. All right. So if we look at the model here, we see that it should be more than half night, right? Because we know that the sun rises at the east, so it should be just a little bit over midnight. Well, by midnight I mean like in the middle of the night. So how do we know that? Well, we'll look at the difference between the sunset and sunrise. So we'll put sunset. See, the sunset is at 4:56 p.m. in Pyongyang, North Korea. And let's put in sunrise. Sunrise is 6:44 a.m., right? So 4:56 p.m. sunset, 6:44 a.m. sunrise, and time. Look, 1:12 a.m., right? Do the math. Following me here? Okay, next one. Brasilia. Okay, see here in Brasilia, it's right in the middle of the day, right? See, like, you see no darkness, so it should be right at noon. Let's look it up. See, 2:43 p.m. Now, mind you, by noon, I mean like midday. So if we take 2:43 p.m. and we take the sun rise, it's 6:33 a.m. Now do the math. Guess what the sundown will be? Sunset. Should be around, if I'm doing the math right, 8 p.m. right? I was gonna say 8, but see, it's 7:19 p.m. So it's all adding up, right? It's all bearing witness, like we're looking at the time and the globe, the model that is presented to us, right? So we're halfway there. We'll go to Pretoria, South Africa. It's nighttime there. Come on. Oh, see this, they just hit sundown, because you can see the line here, right? They just hit it. So let's look at where are we at? Pretoria. Let's look at Pretoria sundown. See, it's 6:29 p.m. the time that the sun goes down, right? Now, guess what time it is? Should be around 8, right? Maybe 8:30 p.m. Oh, well, I was wrong. It's 6:45. But you know what I mean, right? Like, yeah, it shouldn't be 8, because 8 would be more like the light would be more around here, the darkness, right? They just hit sundown. So that was a brain fart on my part. Sorry about that, but you know where I'm getting at. Let's go to Dakar in Senegal. See, they're gonna hit sundown soon. So guess what time it is? Dakar time. 4:46, and sundown will be 6:38. Right? So it all makes sense. Now that's the reason why I wanted to show you guys this little nuisance, because if you look at this, the model that is presented here is that with the light dynamic there, half the Earth can never be illuminated, right? Like this, like we see this, that always there's half illumination, always, all the time, right? Which makes sense, right? So I'm challenging the flat earthers to actually do what I'm doing and show us, according with this model, the different times and sunsets and sundown, right? Now here's the kicker. Another thing that is very interesting is, see up here, according to this model, we see Greenland in that region here. According to the model, is that it spends a lot of time in daylight, but that's actually the opposite, right? If we go in the Greenland region, see, that's Nuuk in Greenland. If we look at that, see how it spends actually most of its time in darkness, right? Because what I'm doing now is I'm just, doing the rotation, so the moving of the light, right? Now notice how it only has a few hours of day, but according to this model, it's spending, you know, some time, seems to be spending more time in the day. Let's look at the time for sunrise in New Ook. See sunrise 8:41 a.m. So the sunset, let's see, 3:41 p.m., right? So they don't have a lot of daylight. But that may not be the best example. I think the best example will probably be Antarctica, right? According to this model here, Antarctica is down here, right? And notice how, you know, the sun goes throughout its whole cycle and only stops here, the light, for a few seconds, right? So that's barely a few hours. But guess what? Here's the kicker. See, this is McMurdo in Antarctica, okay? Okay, look at that. Murdo, Antarctica, they actually spend nearly all day, you know, in the light, right? So this model wouldn't be possible, right? Because look, Antarctica, it's almost always in the sunlight. See, McMurdo is here, there. Look at that. It's like the sun, it never sets. Well, it do sets. It gets to a lowest point in a region, but it's always there. Let's look it up. McMurdo sunrise, 3 a.m. sundown, 1:14 a.m. See? So the sun sets at 1:14, but it rises at 3 a.m. So they basically have 2 hours of not even darkness, you know, just look at that. So according to a lot of the flat earthers, they will say, well, you know, this is all a conspiracy. These times and sunrise times, they're false and all that, but it actually coincides and they bear witness to one another, right? We've looked it up. See? Let's even go a bit further here and have a perspective from the Earth. Okay, so that's McMurdo. Seems to be some kind of, I don't know. Doesn't look like a village, but what do I know? Okay, so let's look it up. All right, where's the sun? See, it's 8:15. Okay, there's the sun. All right, let's track it. Okay, 8:39. See, that's the South Pole, basically. Right? See, look, it's going down at its lowest trajectory. Oh, now see? It's coming back up. See, it never actually sets. So that's why we were reading, you know, that the sun goes down at 1 a.m. and rises at 3, because it never actually sets over there. So yeah, that's it. And hey, show me if you guys think I'm wrong. Well, show me where I'm wrong, and because obviously this model, it cannot possibly give us half and half, day and night, right? So anyways, yeah, that's my take on it. And I'm sure that some people who are of the truth will have some understanding, but other people that they just want their truth, not so much. But that's all right. But anyways, it, it it's incredible. Sometimes going back to the days, let's say in the days of the astrologers and the magicians, and like Daniel, the prophet, like he wasn't given authority and placed in high esteem because he actually knew a lot about the earth, right? Like, no, the signs of the times and all this stuff was pertaining to the sky, right? An observation. So, what I would tell you is stop looking down and, look up at the sun, like Jesus, the Son of God, and stop looking at the land, but look at the land within, right? Because the important thing is to have a clean land. So, like the parable of the sower, where he can sow and there can be growth. That's the important thing, guys. All right. Shalom.